Elbows Up Dirt Production, episode 33, Cody Kershner.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Tommy Kershner.
Big crowd. I like that. Told you there was a big crowd here. Didn't believe me, did you? This is about the most exciting I get. You know what I'm saying? Most would perceive it that's a busload of women, but it's not. Pull it up. Okay, here we are. Can you feel it in the air tonight? Right? You know who said that? That was old Phil Collins, right? Old Genesis. Fred remembers that. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Can you feel it? I can feel it coming in here tonight. You got that song?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got that song.
Well, yeah, I know you're a little younger, so I didn't know. I mean, no problem if you were a Phil fan or not. You know what I mean? Wow, we haven't been on here in a while, guys. You know, we're getting cranked up here tonight. Big crowd once again. You know, welcome. We've been getting some racing going on. How about it, guys? A little bit of racing going on. Weather's just trying to cooperate. It's not doing the best that it can, but I guess it could be worse. You know what I'm saying? Really, we have this discussion all the time. We're a month behind. It's really only April now. You see what I mean? It's only April right now. It's not May. That's just my thought. You know what I mean? So April showers bring life flowers, right? Okay. Superpowers. I feel like rhyme of the day. Remember when we rhymed the other day? What was the word, Kale? Try, fly, sigh. Remember? This is the simple shit that you do on the way back from the races. And everybody's like, I know one guy, you know? Oh, that's awful. We should be discussing serious setup information. You know, we're usually pretty played out. How about it, Fred? Mm-hmm. Fred, what, sponsor-wise, what we got going on up there? Oh, man, Summit Signs, kicking it. Racing to Reunite, Hammer Down Customs, great place. Midway Seal Coating, RWG Fabrication. We got Cordell Enterprises, which YouTube, Elbows Up, Dirt Productions, right? Go on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, right? Get all the videos, the promos, Do we want to rhyme anymore? Let's not play the rhyming game. So we got them all in there, don't we? Yeah, okay. We did. Appalachian Mountain Speed Week will be coming up, correct? Starting out of Clinton County. Woo. Been there one time. Seen it. Did it. It did me. Like it hurt me. Yeah, never should have went up there for first time racing in my life. Not the first time in my life. It was only like the second time. That's a whole other set of stories though. Hey, let's go. It was during COVID. So, you know, not a lot of places were running. But some were. You know, they were like, we're just going to run. Well, that was one of them. Man, I'll tell you what. That was a great trip, let me tell you. 3.5 one way, 3.5 back. How about it, Fred?
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah, you don't have to go back there far.
I think Fred was asleep at like mile marker 58 to like mile marker 200. Everybody. Yeah, that's awful. I bet you if you did a study on how many people fall asleep in race apparatuses, it's probably pretty heavy. Like that. People were tired, hot out, coming back late from the races. You know what I mean? You just stopped and maybe had a grand slam at Denny's. Maybe you had 2 of them. Maybe you had 3. I don't know. But anyways, if you did, that's okay. Yeah, maybe you had 2 plus 2. Huh? Whoa. Somebody said 2 plus 2. I can't wait to get to that part too. Because I got a little bond with the 2 plus 2. You know what I mean? Not like serious bond. Like, they don't know me. They probably think I'm some idiot. You know what I'm saying? But just like when I was little. You know what I mean? I thought that was the coolest thing. But we'll get to that in a little bit. And I used to say, you know, my dad, you know, hey, 2 plus 2 is 4. Huh? You know, he was like, you're so smart. You know what I mean? But now, and then I used to think it was 2 plus 2 from the Burkeville Company or whatever. It's like 2 plus 2 gum cutter. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I was like, man, they got some big time money. Like that back in the day. Yeah. 2 plus 2. But anyway, so, I tell you, Fred, you having some audio technical?
This thing is always audio technical problems here. I can't get connected to anything.
You're not connected?
No.
Oh. Well, we're still live. It must,
Yeah.
Well, it must be something to say. It's hard to tell, Fred. We'll have to get IT in here to look at it on Monday. That'll be you. That'll be you. Racing's this weekend, remember? So we got to do that first. So anyways, a lot of races did happen last week. So let's run the race results. You know, we always do this during race season. Bedford, late models, Ziegler, then Lee. Ziegler obviously was in a new XR1 Rocket and put O'Hurton down, but Lee gave him a rough time at certain intervals of that race. Mods, Troutman, right? You know, Troutman won twice that night. He ran them 682 Sport mods or whatever, and he won in that. I mean, there's only 5 cars in it, but nevertheless, he won that too. Winchester, limited late models, DeHaven, that should be number 2, I think, of the year. Lincoln, we talked about the sprint cars a little bit. It gives me angina, you know what I'm saying? But Lincoln, Raymer won. Port, Norris won. Ziegler was second, okay, in his car with the ghost numbers on it or whatever. Yeah, that was kind of neat, I guess. Not really, but whatever. Yeah, and then Eckert ran third up at Port. Eckert was on the move Friday night at Bedford, but then he broke and wasn't sure if he was going to Port, but he did, and I guess I'm glad he did because he ran third, right? We know coming up, I believe at Port, World Outlaw late models, I think, would be visiting right there in the 20th, if I'm not certain, right there. So that's always a good show to go to. Selinsgrove, the Superfly, Colby Fry. I just like saying that. I think I should say that like twice today, Cal. You know, it makes you feel good. Superfly, Colby Fry. Yeah, he won up there in the 32 car at Selinsgrove. Showtime, Kyle Lear, he won at Potomac, right? Path, we had limited late models. Jake Moser, he put her in victory lane, didn't he? Him and Merkel battled the lap there, and then Merkel got it somehow and crashed, unfortunately, on the last fun stretch, the last lap, you know? Then we went H-Town. Okay, we had Hart on the makeup feature. We had Weaver win, okay, in the regular schedule feature. We had Crates. We had Joe Warren. I never heard of that guy. You ever heard of that guy? I never heard of the guy. You know what I mean? Joe Warren. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying I never heard of the guy. You know, I don't know. But he won. That's all that matters. Right? So anyways, as you can see, there was a good bit going on as far as shows to go see. And that's good. You know, attendances, Bedford were pretty up. That was a nice show. Paid $8,700. There's a little mojo on the line, you know. But anyways, so we're going to head into the show here real soon. We have a special news report coming in already. It's not even a quarter after the hour. I better get my headset on. Okay, that is WQ2 Rouserville. We're going to our field chief correspondent, Russell Smith. Russell, what's going on out there, buddy? You tuned in pretty early tonight. Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. That's correct. That is right. I didn't forget. Just for maybe a minute. Okay, it's Fred's birthday today. Okay, Fred is a year younger, right? It's Fast Freddy's birthday. Fast Freddy. But wait a second. Russell, our chief correspondent, has found a lady here that wants to make a statement. Hold on. Go ahead. Here she comes.
Hey, Freddie. Hey, baby. Happy birthday. This is Keisha. Feeling the groove tonight later, Fast Freddie. Thanks, baby.
Fred! Russell, thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it. That's Chief Field Correspondent Russell Smith, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for sharing Waukesha, I believe her name was, and everything that she had good to say about Fast Fred. Okay, we'll see you later, Russell. We're signing off. WQ2 Rouserville. I tell you, I've heard some shit. Well, Fred, I don't know who Waukesha is.
I don't either.
But Waukesha knows you. And she has plans for you tonight, for your birthday. On a serious note, it's Fast Freddy's birthday, right? It's my party. How's that song go? Gonna drink Bacardi like on my birthday? Right? Is that it? It's 50 Cent, I believe. 50 Cent. You know what I mean? I was back in my era, buddy. You know? Get rich or die trying. That's what he said. And they shot him like 8 times. But he made it. You know what I mean? And he got rich. So maybe that's what we need to do. You know, maybe you need to shoot it. You know what I'm saying? Like 3 times the leg. And I'll be like, I'm gonna get rich or try dying, bitch. You know, no, I didn't say that. I gotta watch. There could be kids watching here. No, we're behaving ourselves. So, okay. Oh yeah, get this before we get the show started, because we're doing good on time here. We're excited to have who we have here tonight. Okay. You ever get you get emails, obviously, they're junk, spam, is that what you call them? You know what I mean? And mine, everybody gets them, okay? But I got this one, it was legit, and it was sent, like, legitimately to me. It wasn't like, bump. So I looked at it, and it said Pennsylvania something on it, and I was invited to attend this 2-day conference in Washington, D.C., okay, for a discounted rate. And I thought, well, I was in the medical field, you know what I mean? Maybe it's something like that. So you never open this stuff, but I opened it. So I read it, and it said the PPA National Convention, And I was like, the PPA? What the hell's the PPA, I'm trying to think of medical acronym, you know what I'm saying? Because I still get some stuff like that. So I scrolled down, and it told you about staying at the Waldorf and all this, whatever, it was a pretty big to-do, And I read down, and it was the Pennsylvania Parking Association. They were having their yearly conference on updated, revised parking standards for malls and grocery stores. It was like a 2-day convention. I said, I so think we ought to go to this. It would be a riot, you know what I mean? Just go to it and just be stupid. Yeah, oh yeah. It was all, there was a speaker one there, his name was like Harish Kabush, you know what I'm saying? And he was talking about like proper placement of lights in parking lots. So if you're getting around that area, just think about the Pennsylvania Parking Association. It's the greatest thing going, man, I'm telling you. Because they think I must be a member and I don't know it. You know what I mean? I've been a member of a lot of things. Anyway, so looking on, now to our guest, okay? A very talented young man behind the wheel, right? He is an executive pipe layer, okay? That's what I'm told. You read between the lines on that one. And he runs the famed 2+2. A multi-feature winner in multiple classes, okay? Some the same night, you know what I'm saying? A class act totally. His dad, I don't know, man. He's off the hook, but no, I like them all. But no, so let's give a big round of applause. I just say a name it like I really ain't you. Like stop Bloomquist. No, let's give a round of applause to Mr. Cody Kershner. I gotta get another drink. Good to see you, buddy. Have a seat. Ain't this cool? Just like Mr. Rogers' place. Yeah. You like them chairs?
I feel like I'm boring.
Yeah. I love them chairs. They're nice. They do get napped in quite a bit. I can assure you.
Believe it.
Oh yeah. Because when you're in. Just think if the race car seat was like that.
Right.
You just sit down there and just mold right into it. But they do make seats pretty comfortable. They come a long ways. I remember when I ran street stocks, they took like a piece of freaking barn material from a sheet roof and embedded it into a seat. And they were like, this is the safest thing on the market. And you're like, oh my. And now we got, obviously, containment seats, but, some of these containment seats, I don't know which ones. I run an Ultra Shield, and
And a Kirky.
a Kirky. You got your adjustable stuff on the side?
Yeah, I got a SFI seat.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we got one that it's voice activated, and when I talk to it in my helmet, the sides come out and they go in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And no, we don't have that. Yeah, we wish we had that, but we don't have it. I don't even think it exists. But anyway, so welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've been telling, we've been working out this, and last week I was in this, civil war, okay, for a better lack of terms, and now I'm a survivor of the Civil War, how to get benefits, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, but last week was a real rough week. The pillows, do you like them too?
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Nice touch.
Oh, it is, yeah. I love it. A lot of people. Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Get cozy like that, see? Uh-huh. I like it. Fred, before we get going any farther, and that's Fred Keister, a.k.a. Fast Freddy, birthday boy, right? Waukesha. Hey. Fred, who signed in?
Well, we have DJ Garrett, your mom and dad, and Mike Kershner.
Mike Kershner. Now there's a name I ain't heard for a while. Old Mike. Yeah. That's cool your dad signed in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a fellow, he's more of a professional than we are.
I don't know if you'd say that.
No, I don't know. They got the fancy radio stuff, you know?
He tries.
Yeah. Well, he does a good job, you know? I've been on the show a couple times with him. It's a lot of fun. Did you ever get mad at him?
Like with the show, or?
No, just in general. Did you ever get mad at your dad? No? You don't fight the races?
Oh, I wouldn't say fight. We definitely have heated discussions.
I mean, have you ever tried to, like, physically choke him?
No.
No? You haven't did that?
He definitely, like, he'll see things his way, I'll see things my way.
Right.
And then usually, like, we'll sit down and talk during the week or whatever.
Yeah.
Not like, it's usually never, like, apologizing or anything, but just like, well, this is why I was saying this,
Yeah.
and that's why I was saying that, and we come to an agreement.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's good, you know? I mean, because I think we had a conversation one time, you said when your wife does that, I mean, you're like, get down! You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, step it back!
I don't know about that.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it was somebody else I talked to. I don't know.
Probably Fred.
Probably, it could have been Fred, because Waukesha probably does. She lays it down. You know what I mean? Fred, how do you think she did all that with like the music in the background? I mean, that was pretty technical, wasn't it? Though that was that song. Did you ever hear that song? Don't you wish your girlfriend was as hot as me? Right there? Man, Fred, how did you do that? The pick of the litter it was. Now, God love Fred. It's his birthday. You know what I mean? Fred, how old are you today?
64.
64. What do you think of that? 64. And I've known Fred for like 35 years, I think, something like that.
Been a while.
Yeah, ain't that something? Imagine all the stuff we've seen. We were concert goers. Hardcore.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we went there over like 30-some festivals.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can you picture that right up there? Standing up there, just this guy stood at the
What kind of concerts?
rock and roll festivals.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, we went to places like the Town Fair, Summer Sanitarium. But the best one was when we were at the Korn concert. And this was only like 3 years ago. And I had the tickets like right up there. And Jonathan Taylor or whatever, like he was like, they come out and the bass started kicking and there was all this smoke, you know. And we're used to this, but man, they must have had the knobs really wound up. Because like his glasses started vibrating like this. I was like, remember that? Oh yeah. And he come out and he says, are you ready? He was like his glasses moving.
You had trouble breathing. It was affecting your lungs. It was so loud.
Yeah. We're like Beavis and Butthead when we get places. We are, seriously. Like, I think I'm Beavis, though. You know what I mean? And that we were like, you know this? Oh, yeah. We've laid under trucks and slept all night in fields with encampments of people going to festivals. Yeah, the Rolling Rock Town Fair. I mean, this guy parties the best of them. I'll tell you that right now. Seriously. Like, he's the guy up there like, yeah, has his shirt off swinging it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, it's great. But anyways, man, racing. Don't we even want to talk about that, right? Sometimes anybody wants to hear about it. You know what I mean? They just want to know who you are, right? You're an executive pipe player.
Yeah, executive pipe player.
Yes.
That's what I do.
Okay, and tell us about that.
Well, just, going around laying pipe and pumping holes. That's what I do.
Well, I gotta say, buddy, I'm lost for words on that. I gotta be honest. I've read some classifieds like that before, but somebody like Fred told me about him. You know what I mean? Yeah. But and you like Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Me and Dad used to watch it when
Really?
I was a kid. Yeah.
The new ones are phenomenal.
I haven't seen them.
Oh yeah, they come out like a year ago, so that's my ritual.
We watched it. We used to watch like the old original ones.
Oh, they're good. Oh yeah. Yeah, these new ones though, it's cool because they went with time of what's really going on now, you know? And like they even have some where Beavis and Butthead are aged, they're like 40 or 50. And he's at the unemployment office. Yeah. That was classic. You gotta watch them, man, I'm telling you. They're hilarious. He fell off a roof and then they went hunting with Hank Hill. They had a Hank Hill on there, you know what I mean? And he took them hunting. He's like, boys, I'll tell you, when my dad used to take me. So they were in the back, and they had a hunting blind, so it's like really modern, you know? Yeah. And he had a grunt call, Hank Hill did. He was working it, and they were getting in his duffel bag, and they found this bottle. and it said "Dear Urine." You know what I mean? And they're like, "Dear Urine," like that, and they drank it. You know? Oh, it was terrible. It's the funniest faces because they're like, Butthead's like, like that, and they kept chugging it down. It's mint. You gotta watch it. You'll appreciate it.
Check it out.
Yeah, it's my mentality. Totally. It's what I do every night before I go to bed. I watch Beavis and Butthead. I do. I sit in my phone and watch the episodes. So, anyways, the racing. You feeling the racing this year? Yeah.
I mean, I'm feeling it. We just need to put, you know, whatever it is a night, 20 or 30 laps together.
Yeah.
We just can't put a full 30 together.
Well, no, I get you, and that's frustrating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously,
It's not anything that's anybody's fault. It's just, you know, it's racing, stuff breaking. And
oh yeah, it's racing, right? I mean, you know, you take a drag car guy in here and tell him to let his car, and he'd have a heart attack. Because seriously, them guys, it's so funny because they just can't imagine like on them motors and like the dirt that just freaks them out. I mean, they're like, oh my god, like look at the air cleaner, you know, and you're like, yeah, that's normal. You know what I'm saying?
Trailer's full of mud.
Oh yeah, it's great. A couple hours after the races, don't quit at the races.
Yeah,
you know that.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, and guess what we do? We wash after the races.
Yeah, we don't.
We're like triathlon, bitch. Like, yeah. Oh yeah.
Usually after the races, I'm ready to pass out.
Y'all, well, he is too. I'm wound up because I'm like, yeah. Did you see me? And they're like, yeah, you were doing okay, man. I'm like, did you see me pass that car? Oh yeah. But because we're pretty element novice at this, you know, we're like third full season. You know, we're getting better. I mean, I think, but now we are. I know from a fact like the team's stronger. It just this
takes
stuff
time. You gotta learn.
Yeah.
I mean,
anybody who comes in here, no matter how smart you are with anything in general, and thinks, man, we'll nail this down here in about a year, they're crazy. It doesn't happen.
way too much to learn.
Oh, it is. It's everything. Where you get parts, where you get this, who works on that, who do you call for that? You know what I mean? And you try to become more independent. And that's the ticket. When you could be totally self-sufficient and not have to rely on having to go out. But I can tell you, our trips have lessened over the years to race shops and stuff because we're starting to build.
Figuring it out.
Yeah, we're starting to figure some things out. We passed some cars, you know, and this we're curious to see with this new motor and what we're doing. And you're having some. You have a new plant, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, and you run an ANC, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, we had one of them too. Yeah, we had. I like Alan and Craig. They're fun. But no, they're good guys.
Yeah, they've treated me really good.
Yeah, they are. No, they build a good motor. It's racing, man. Somebody told me the other day that the late, great Curtis Hershey, who will be memorialized this weekend in Winchester. Mm-hmm. Are you running that?
No.
Why not?
I don't have a motor.
Oh, yeah. Right. Okay, yeah. Rodney's running, but we're supposed to be running that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rodney's going to run it. That's cool. I'm going to tell you, I ran down there for like 2 years straight. It really teaches you how to run with pedals.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's slick. It's a momentum track.
Yep.
And I tell you, I never liked that kind of pedal thing.
Mm-hmm.
But man, you finesse at that, you know? And I think that's why the crates are so good down there, because they're momentum.
Yeah.
That carry them through the corner.
It's definitely a different place down there.
No, it is. I mean, I once seen a guy down there had an eye here, a here, and one here, and then one here. And he was like, when he talked to you, like all of them looked at you. Like, you know, and that place is crazy. It scares me sometimes down there. It's so crazy, you know what I mean? But now, everything's moving along, and geez, when's your motor due back?
He said we'd hear in a couple days, so
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't talked to him. I'm kind of hoping maybe beginning of next week.
There you go.
Even into the next week. I mean, we can get it in there tonight, so.
Yeah. Well, see, now that's something else. Like, we're kind of more like if we really had to blow hard at it and do it, 3-4 nights for us to totally bolt everything fresh. We're just not fast. We got faster. Yeah. But once again, it takes time.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, it takes time to learn, you know. Yeah. From pulling out, putting in. I mean, it just.
He said pulling out. Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah. That's awesome.
It definitely takes time to get the routine down.
No, you're right. But you notice those certain things the only thing I guess I should say to where it comes down to and Alan and Craig were very nice and came out the other year to fire for the first time is just going over the pump. Yeah. And making sure I got, you know what I mean? Yeah. And we went from a 4-stage to a 5-stage pump, which was a great move for us. And our other pump, I mean, it looked like he like shot it with a 12 gauge inside. You know what I mean? Just shredded. But no, they're like we have I am fascinated with the old water collection can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See, mine's automatic. I got a Peterson tank, so it doesn't have a collect. It just pushes it out the vent.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Now my old tank had a collection on it.
Wow. Man, we're gonna have to upgrade it. We upgraded with the square. We used to have a round Peterson tank with none of that on. And of course, you know what?
I used to have the old square. I don't even know who made it. It didn't even have a name on it.
Okay.
I used to make my own gaskets every week for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it had the line with the little tank and all that.
Yeah.
And I went to the new style Peterson, their late model tank, and it just self vents.
What do you think of that, guys? It's the Baudet of tanks. You know what I mean?
Bluetooth.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
What? Ah! Can you believe that? I bet you. Is it really? Okay, good. You could have bought me on that one. Now ours is square now, and it's a Peterson, and it has the line out the back. So we ran the other week, you know, and I took the valve, you know, checked the valves, you know, lash and all that, and looking is usually the white film. You know what I mean? You know what we describe it as. Yeah, and there was hardly any, and I was like, wow, you know what I mean? This thing's like shit was built in NASA. You know what I mean? Like, it withstands anything.
Yeah.
You know? But then I was like, oh, we got that tank, Kale. I guess we ought to drain it. I said, I can't imagine much.
No,
Man, he went up there and he was like, turn the old thing, boy. I mean, that thing was rolling out. I was like, check that out, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good old alcohol.
Ugh, you tap right. Fred, who's tuning in?
Well, we have Dave Hessall,
Hey.
Teal Beard,
Old Blackbeard. Nice pictures this past weekend, Teal. It's about time you get on the
Paul
ball.
Ward, Brian Jones,
Mm-hmm.
Chad Leach,
Mm-hmm.
Rodney Walls,
Mhm.
and Peggy Kirshner.
Peggy Kirk, is that your mom?
It's my grandmother.
Your grandmother. Okay, Peggy. Right, Peggy, or that. Was that Peggy? Was his wife named Peggy? Hanks? I think it was, wasn't it?
And did I say Jake Moser?
Jake Moser signed in. Jake Moser put a ass beating on us. Up
Heard
at
that.
Yeah, he did. Him and Merkel battled out good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get to watch it all. I got to watch the first couple laps, and they was definitely battling.
I felt bad, man. You know, Merkel, he boom, you know, doored her up there. You know, some must have. I don't know, something broke, or they didn't touch. I know that.
I didn't see the end of the
No,
race.
they said they didn't touch.
In fact, Dawn and Peggy Kirshner both are watching along with Tommy Slanker.
Tommy Slanker, you know them old slankers, don't you?
I've raced with him. I've never talked to him in person, but I've definitely raced with him a few times.
Yeah, yeah. He was there last week, I think.
I think he was.
In the red
In the
40.
red, yep.
Yeah. And his son may have been there too, I think. Yeah, he was. Cole. He's one of our ambassadors for the Mid-Atlantic Junior Racing Association. Yeah. You like that?
Yeah.
That sound good?
Catchy.
It is. Oh, I know. We're going to talk about that too in a minute. So anyways, like, check this. I found this picture. I collect pictures. You might have noticed with the wall. They're holding the block up. Look at that. What do you think of that guy? Look at that.
You know, I think that had to come off the Mayflower.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, and like totally. I think there's a car seat here in the back of the car like that.
Might not even had a seat in it.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, and it's awesome. I wonder where that car ever went. You know.
I don't know. I wonder that you see a lot of these old cars. You just wonder.
Yeah,
where,
they got to go
I mean,
somewhere.
there's a bunch of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But could you imagine having that thing though and restoring that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then running with it.
Yeah.
Whoa! I'd be like, whoa! Oh yeah. Hey, Kale, can you hold this picture up? That's Dave, right?
Yeah.
That's Dave Will.
Yeah.
Dave is sporting some checkered, some
Yeah.
plaid action. That's Dave. Yeah, show the camera there. That's a 2+2. I'm gonna say probably the 60s, late 60s.
Probably.
maybe, somewhere around there.
No, I think that would have been probably 70s because I don't think he started racing till like mid or late 70s.
Okay. And Dave he's a preacher, correct?
No, Shane is a preacher.
Shane is a preacher.
Yes, Dave's son, Shane.
Yes, but Dave don't do any preacher. I thought he did.
No, he's a car salesman at Carson Ford.
Same thing.
Guess you got a point. Yeah.
Did you ever watch the episode when we had a guest on? It was the Reverend Johnny Coco. You never seen that one?
No, I didn't see that one.
Oh my Lord! I should have said that. Okay, we'll have to show you about Kale, the Reverend Johnny Coco. Your lovely wife is here in the audience tonight. It's like Price is Right. Come on down. Like that. She's back there. You know what I mean? That's pretty good. That's nice. She come with you.
Yeah.
Where's the little one? Little one?
She's at my sister's.
Just one.
Just one.
Just one. Little girl.
That's enough.
Okay, little girl. How old?
5.
Oh, they're fun times.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun, but it's
Exhausting.
She's a handful.
What? Like, hey, it's Mike Kershner's granddaughter. You know, you got the Mike Kershner gene coming through there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Was you a handful when you were little?
No, I was good.
You was? Never lied, never
Yeah.
cheated?
Mom said she could, you know, I'd be in my room
Yeah.
playing Matchbox cars, wouldn't hear a peep out of me.
Well, that's great. I know, that's great. If you are, yeah. Wow. Kale, was you a good little guy? Do you know when Kale came out of the womb, he had that beard on? Like, it was developed in utero. Like that. Like that's, he come out with it like that. And he was like, it's like Avatar. You know, he's like, this is what I am. You know what I mean? No, it's awful. Kale's part Amish too. But anyways, okay. So let's just back up here. Obviously, the 2+2, when I was a kid, you know, my era of watching that car was baby blue in red 2+2. More, I think it was a wedge car then.
Probably, yeah.
Probably, I would say. Yeah. And, you know, you go to races, and there were guys like Danny Sullivan, you know, ran the number 9 car. There was a 2+2. Oh, Al Richards was a staple. These are guys that are week in, week out.
Yeah.
You know, I think sometimes we always talk about our big superstars, and that's great, don't get me wrong. But, you know, I'm learning, you know, everybody, just imagine whenever the race there was 6 cars.
Yeah.
And 3 of them you could beat, or they could beat you. It was competitive.
Mm-hmm.
But it just wouldn't feel, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes everybody, I think, truly.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, there's 24 cars, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Alan Saggy said that his father told him, and he used to drag Alan all over creation. And Alan would say, here comes so-and-so, you know. Man, look, they're flat toeing that car. And, man, it's all smashed up and like that. And Frank, he said Frank would tell him that, you know, son, that car might be the best that guy can do right there.
Yeah.
Yep, and he's out against
God.
all odds.
Yeah.
Right. And you know there's people laughing. You know there's people, that's his people. Yeah. And he's out there. So one day you may be following him, you know, because he continues. And it's like I always say, the Jamie Mills guy in the 25 in the streets. Jeremy. I don't know him. I wouldn't know him if he walked in here.
Yeah.
But I got to be honest, like, he's okay.
He parked 2 spots down from us, and one of the nicest guys you'd ever meet. I mean, just
yeah.
great dude.
Yeah, and has fun doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows he's
shows up every
Yeah,
week.
yep.
Every
Loves
week.
it. Loves
And
it.
that's something.
Loves it.
Just imagine think about it. Just imagine.
And that's what the sport needs, more people like
Right.
that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And just imagine if we all took a little bit of that attitude, because we're always competitive. Think about it. We're always like, man, you know, this is going to be a shitty Sunday tomorrow, because you're going to be like, just think if we were maybe in his mind like, man, I got the race tonight. You know what I mean? And I went around there. You know, but now I give the guy credit, because one of these days there's going to be a massive power blow up something, and he's going to be like that. And he's going to be in victory. Yeah, and he's going to be in. And I'm going to go off, dude. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? That's great. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're right now. You know, and I mean, I love it for maybe that'll happen to us. I don't know. You guys are pretty damn tough.
With racing, anything can happen.
Dude, honestly, like, I haven't run Hagerstown much. I did a little bit last year, and then I don't know. Well, I went to Pat Valley, you know what I mean, and thought I'd try to get concussions and shit. And, you know, that's a tough dog to tame, boy, up there. It's a different. Your dad ran it a lot, didn't he?
Pat?
Yeah, I thought he did. Did you?
I ran Pat. I ran a season up there.
Did you?
Yeah,
It's
not late model. Well, back when we ran mini stocks, I ran a
Yeah,
season
but that's
up
like Hunger Games.
Yeah.
You know, mini stocks. That's tough.
there.
And it's a different animal up there.
Yes, it is.
Like, there's normal racing, I call it, and then there's racing up there. And it's all about reaction time. And I think I do better up there, seriously, because I don't think. Because you can't. Because
You don't have time.
No, shit
By the
happens.
time you think your lap's already over.
Exactly. And you're dizzy. You know what I mean? You're like, man, whoa. And that thing wears me sometimes. Now, I know I'm a hunk of burning steel here, you know what I'm saying? And but here's one for you. So, like, I was thinking about I need to get in the diet, you know? And man, it's been a tough cookie pill to swallow. And
Yeah, Wayne said you need to lose about 25
Yeah.
pounds because he said he can't get a bigger zipper in that driver's suit
what?
other than what the one he's going to put in.
Yeah, there was a little mishap last week, and I still think I was bloated. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a lot of gas, and stuff. But, yeah, that's what the women will have on all the time. And you're like, I'm bloated. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe you have a gas like sponsorship.
Yeah, I should, because I put the suit on. I mean, it's tight. You know what I mean? I gained a few pounds, It's tight. And I'm thinking nothing of it, and I'm thinking, whatever. Then I noticed it did the stupid zipper thing where it was off the train tracks. It's like, oh. So I thought, well, maybe it dismissed the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I took it back here and messed with it because somebody kind of has to do it because it's hard to, try to do that. You know what I mean? And I put it on. I thought, I'm cool. I chilled out there. Talked a little bit with people. I got to do the racing thing. You know what I'm saying? So it was time to buckle in. I put one leg in. It was like, it was like blood out. I was like, oh my god. It was bad, dude. I'm telling you. We have fun. You know what I'm saying? But now I got to get a driver's suit again. But see, I've only ever bought driver's suits that are large, extra large, 2X, 3X. But I think it's a big difference though when you can get it measured, obviously, because I think they give you room for expansion.
A little bit. I tell you, the suit that I got new last year, and this probably be the last year I can run it.
Really?
I'm already just like shoulders. My shoulders are getting tight in it for some reason.
Well, I mean, you're packing a set of guns.
I wouldn't say. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
the guy's packing guns, man. He's like, nah.
No.
Well, yeah. I tell you, my next bet I'm going to is probably the 8X. Because
Gil says you have a photo that shows why you're so big.
you can tell him he's going to keep that off, too. Off the yeah, it's not a good photo. Yeah, till he was like 8,000 miles away with a lens like this long.
Yeah, they get you.
Yeah, he was like, "Woot," and I was there eating, which...
Yep.
Why do they bust on people as bigger every time they see eat? Do they think I don't have to eat too? Like I'm a different specimen?
It's something to do with the WRT guys. They always catch you in the worst possible moments.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then you don't know. You get on WRT and there it is.
Totally.
Yeah. Just putting you out there.
Oh, I know. For instance, I mean, I was up at Path Valley last year and I went in the porta pot. I had to do a Tuesday, which a Tuesday is a lethal weapon at the races.
Yeah.
It is. Let's think about it. It almost makes you want to leave.
Heat races are coming.
Right. It's bad. So, anyways, the Tuesday, and little did I know that there was an undercarriage picture of me because Teal was down in the toilet looking up. He was like, I got you. But old Teal, you got to watch him. He's pretty quick. Yeah. So, anyways, wow. So, did you ever think? When did you know the Wilts?
Okay, so the earliest time I ever remember hearing of Dave Wilt was Dad had a trophy room down in the basement, and he had this. It's like a model car, probably about that big.
Right.
And it was the wedge. It was a wooden wedge car of Dave's 2+2.
Oh, okay.
Didn't think nothing of it. Years ago, seeing it, I was thinking 2+2 gun cutter.
That's what I thought. Yeah, right.
I was, whatever, 6, 7 years old.
Right.
That's the 2+2 gun cutter. Well, I heard Dave's name. Probably the first time I ever met Dave and Shane would have been around 2013.
Okay.
I met him. And then it ended up, talked to Dave some at Hagerstown that season, met Shane, then 2 years later, I end up contacting Shane whenever me and my wife wanted to get married, about him doing the ceremony, and contacted Shane about that. Got talking and everything, and kind of built a relationship off that.
Yeah.
And then just started going to his church, talking race and stuff like that. Shane comes to us and is like, I want to get into racing. So they find a pure stock at the time that they decide to go that route, and basically that's kind of how the whole deal. We started kind of helping Shane,
Right.
Trying to help him in that aspect and everything, and it's just kind of been a snowball effect. We've just gotten
Right?
closer. Like
Yeah.
basically the Wilts are like
Family.
family. Family.
Family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you still go to church?
Not every Sunday. I mean, when I can. It's just whenever you get home late from the races, sometimes it's hard to be there.
No, I totally agree. And we watch too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's insane, isn't it?
It is insane.
It's like a 4 o'clocker. We're done. But we're done. Think about it. See,
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna,
get it.
Yeah.
Sunday morning, like, yeah, it's done.
yeah, because Sunday turns into you can start prep maintenance, and we're busy. You're an independent guy working, and we're busy working. So it's like the one day ahead. I don't like to be working on that car on Friday. Friday's like a never work day, unless you have to.
Yeah.
We never work on Fridays. Our car's done. It's sitting.
I usually, like, with our shop days, I usually try to have everything ready by Thursday.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, Thursday's like usually, like, depending on everybody's schedules, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, like our hit it hard days for whatever we're going to do.
Yep, no, I get you totally. But yeah, we wash. It's usually, we go to the car wash because we don't have water here. We have a creek but no water. I mean, go figure. You know what I mean? But no, we don't have water here, so we go to the old car wash in Zellner there, west end of town, the nice one, I guess, where you can, and then it's just, I refuse to run removable doors on the right side. I never have, and I never will. I do not like big fat Zeus buttons and bolts, and I
Won't use bolt.
nah.
I love it.
Yeah, I know. Here's what we did. We jacked the car at one side. Okay, so we did. We had an open trailer. This world was much easier. It's truthfully, because it was up in the air. I mean, you were literally like right there.
Yeah.
But now, you got to buy this damn freaking arc on wheels out here. Which whatever. I do miss my open trailer. But anyways, well, yeah. But see, then you
They have their ups and downs.
They do.
Both of them.
They do, because now Dude, we like unloading all that crap. You know what I mean? We had a box on
And
it.
when the weather's crappy, just
Exactly.
throw it in there
Bam.
and done.
Done. You got shelter when it's racing out there. And we want to play race cars and stuff on the floor in there and the drive when it's
Tons
raining.
of space for activities.
Tons. Activities. I like that word. I like this guy. Activities. Right. So anyways, where were we? LaQuisha.
Race car.
What were we?
Race car trailers.
Oh, yeah. So we put our car up on the side. We take the right side tires off. Okay? And that's usually, I get it good.
Mm-hmm.
You get wetter and dirt, it's a little more cumbersome. But no, I mean, when it's up like that, then I just go it around the side. Like, I do this thing where I'm like,
Like a pretzel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it usually messes my hip up. And then I'm, get her good. But now I know what you mean. Now we reverse it to the other side. What do you think of that? We're putting these 2 tires on. And then we wash tires. To me, washing tires is when you get soaked.
Yeah.
My feet get soaked.
I could see that.
I barefoot it. Because
I just put mine on I got a
rotisserie.
well, yes and no. It's like a homemade rotisserie.
Oh.
And I just get her spinning.
Yeah.
And just hit it real nice and
Hey,
close. And
I never thought about that. Why don't we put it on our tire tree
what I did was
and then just spin it and then nobody has to touch it?
I had an old one of the 3-legged engine.
Yeah.
ones, and then one of our guys that helps us just turned it into a hand rotisserie.
Really?
Yeah.
We got an idea, guys. Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then if we really want to be cool, we could put a plate on a bar.
We just mounted a hub on it.
Okay.
And then just bolt it up to the hub.
Yeah.
And then just spray it, get some, don't get too much speed up to where the thing's falling over or whatever, but just get some speed up and then just buzz it right off.
Well, we want to make like a big rotisserie. Like it's like electronic.
Bluetooth.
Yeah, you're really up on this Bluetooth thing. You are.
Yeah.
I like that. Is you got Bluetooth shocks?
No, not yet.
Really? You haven't got that?
Maybe if they make it legal.
Oh, okay. See, my dad never goes to the races, so he stays back and he retrieves the information from the data package that we.
I seen somebody test them too with a laptop out, and I thought that was amazing.
I did. That was a practice.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was amazing.
Yeah, it had EKG leads all over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like boop boop. Yeah, I'm just usually trying to make sure she's like.
I never thought in a million years I'd see that.
I know, man. It's getting crazy.
That's where it's going.
Yeah. I don't know. Some things. I think that we're we're technologically pushing ourselves out sometimes from the root of it.
Well, we're definitely on the local level. We're definitely getting just. We're taking all this technology from the national touring series, and we're putting it on regional cars, and
Yeah.
we're not racing for near enough money to.
Oh yeah, bottom line. Yeah. It's a big ugly cycle. I followed it for years and years, and really followed the last year and a half. I made some people mad, some people agreed, but at the end of the day, it's about communication, and there's a lack of, and at many different levels. But I mean, promoters, I got to be honest. Everybody's like, "Well, you try to."
They can only do so much.
They can, but I think they could do a little more at times. I think the drivers could do an itsy bitsy more.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Everybody has to give a little bit to get a little.
Yeah,
bit.
I think flow racing. We've had this discussion. We watched Spoon River last night.
That was a
Flow.
good race.
Yeah, I know. Was it though? Yeah, Herb, he charged, didn't he? Yeah, he kind
He's
of
always on that bottom.
Yeah, I know. He was kind of filling in like I do. You know what I'm saying? I was like, go, yeah, like that's the way I do it. You know? Yeah, right. But no, he was moving. But flow has a purpose. But I'm telling you, I don't think the purpose is the future of let's not leave these to watch on there.
Yeah, I get that.
I think that element is critical to it. I really do. And I don't know. It's a vicious thing. You know. Now one thing, and let me be as clear and concise as possible. Hoosier Racing Tires can stick it up their ass. Okay. Let me say that again. Hoosier Racing Tires can stick it up their ass. Have a nice day. That was good. Yeah. No, they can't, because I'm going to tell you, I don't like what they've done.
Definitely, like, they have a monopoly on the market.
They have. And it stinks. In my research I've been doing, I found that they have not paid, not this year, but last year's royalties that they promised to pay to several tracks. That's wrong. And then on the other hand, I'm like, why is the track so letting them back in? Mm-hmm. Okay? Because at the end of the day, what does it matter to the track if you're on a wagon wheel? Seriously. Yeah. But if they're getting coin, money's a game changer.
I think this is all going to come back to the national series, because even at the tracks, the national series are gonna basically like dictate what everybody's going to run.
True. And what works there, and the thing of it isn't the fact that they took and said, we're going to do this with tires. That's the technical part, okay? Only select people in racing, we understand that part. But here's the problem. You made an implementation, okay, and you put it out there, you have very little R&D on it, and you knew these are smart people, Cody, that work for these places. They're not stupid. You know, they got MBAs. They know what they're doing. Trust me, they know what they're doing. They'll say that we didn't realize that could really put a strain on the local. Come on, okay? It's like they lied when they came out and said, you cannot groove, slipe, cut these tires, and then we never said that. Yeah. You know, and you just
they come out with the molded tire, basically like that nobody has to do that. But then as soon as you allow it at the top levels, it's just going to trickle down. Exactly.
I think the burn off, and what makes me really bitter about it, even in the mystery machine. Have you noticed that sitting there? Mm-hmm. Are you familiar with Scooby-Doo?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. I love Scooby-Doo.
My daughter does too.
Whoa. Look, we show. But no, the problem is the implementation. You should have gave ample time, and they lied. They've blatantly lied to the local community.
And then now, like, I don't know about all local tracks, but I know, like, my local track, you know, we have, I think, a month yet to run them, and we ran 3 features this year.
Right, exactly.
So like, I got a stack of brand new tires at the shop.
What are you going to do with them?
Yeah.
I made a list of what all that causes, and seriously, because. Yeah, there's a national racing, level racing, you know, Lucas, you know. But, and the only people that's going to save us on this, I'm going to tell you right now, is going to start the coalition, is we need to get some of them freaky sprint car people. Because they're picking on their crap, you know what I mean, with the things. And I'm going to tell you, them people right there, they'll burn Hoosier down, you know, bottom line.
I think the big block mod people are that way too.
Yeah, they'll get nuts, and they'll move stuff. See, we don't have a strong enough voice at times, I think. Because let's face it, if we're not buying the tires and we're just getting them dumped off here like $40,000 worth of them a season, what do we care? You know what I mean? We didn't buy them. But the bottom line is there's more people out there buying them racing than there are like on the series. And if you take that element out, you're crippling things. And the implementation caused this, from what I've seen. Surplus tires, right? Okay. Now we have to sell
from not being able to get them to now we can't get rid of them.
Exactly. Think about this.
Yeah.
This is a total like federal government move. This is as democratic and as liberal as you can get. Bottom line, crooked as all get out. It is. I've researched the company at Hoosier and looked at a lot of the different things. And like, there's no regard for the weekend racer. There's not. But yet, they're dictating, and that's okay. If they don't like us, whatever. But don't dictate and then say you pay money to a track that you don't pay. And I've heard it out of the horse's mouth. They have not paid the year before. Well, I'm going to tell you what, if I had a racetrack and they owed me for a year,
It'd be open tire rule.
you think it wouldn't? Oh, I guarantee it. And that's ridiculous, bottom line. But how about this? You're stuck with tires. I mean, what do? Send them to like Lithuania?
Well, for us, we can either use them, like Shane can use them on the pure stock, or we can sell them to other pure stock teams or semi-late teams.
So you can sell them.
We can sell them to semi-late teams. There's no tire rule for semi-lates. There's no burn-off period.
There's not.
Not for the semi-lates.
Disto runs out. So nobody has them anymore, right?
Well, that's right now.
Mm-hmm.
That could change whenever.
So what was wrong with, like, if you did this, doing the trickle, it's only supers for this time.
Year.
Because
They're just cycle and sell them
right.
down. Yeah.
Exactly. So now people have, what's up, Fred? Talk to me. Fred, go ahead. Can you come in now?
We've got Phil Hose. He says good night. I guess Phil's going to bed.
See you, Phil.
Got Michael Walls, Lois Sanders.
Mike, Lois Sanders.
Ed Nygrad,
Oh, Ed.
Darren.
Darren.
Pingley.
Okay.
David Barr.
David Barb.
Travis Trussell.
Travis Trussell.
Devin Thomas.
Devin Thomas.
Rhonda Short.
Wrong, okay.
Chris Smith.
Chris Smith.
Dylan Pryor.
Dylan Pryor.
Shane Wilt. And
Shane
Sue
Wilt.
Walls.
Sue Walls. Shane Wilt. They're in the house, buddy. You brought the people right to Rouserville. You brought them. You know what I'm saying? I tell you. You know, and that may sound terrible about these tire things, but I got to be honest. Yeah, it is, because it is terrible. It's a terrible situation. So if you're terrible to me in that regards, I'm going to be terrible back, bottom line. Because my wallet, just like a lot of wallets, they go to the weekly racetrack. It didn't happen with this. And here's the thing. Well, they'll be $30-some cheaper. Okay, well, I guess technically it's cheaper. It's 30. But here's the thing. They won't last but a little less than twice as what you got out of the other ones. And they're not. They're not going to hold up. Look at the sidewalls on them. They're huge.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like a round ball.
Well, and then the other problem that I see is like the compounds that they have. There's no like you're either way soft or you're way hard.
Yeah, right. And sometimes that's the way to go. You know what I mean? But the bottom line. Oh, whoa! Did you see that look from the backdrop there? Whoa! The bottom line is this: is you're right, because what do we do when we go to Hagerstown and we go to feature? We know she's going to slick up. What do we do when we go to Winchester? We own a 1325 one, or no, hard time.
Yeah.
And now it's like that takes that out of it, because you're putting a 2 is a 2 is a 2 is a 2, and that's what you got. And I don't think they're going to hold up, bottom line. But the even bigger problem with that, and I've thought about this, for all the environmentalists out there, and I'm not making fun of you, okay? Where's all these tires going to go? Seriously, there's a lot of tires to be. We've had 10 or 15 that just get rid of them. You know, so it's one. They're like $20-some a dump a tire up here. It's insane. I mean, you pay a Pakistan environmental fee. You know, I mean, this shit's getting out of control. You know what I mean? Go ahead and say, man, I ain't never coming on this show again. This is crazy. But the bottom line is, you're going to spend good money to get rid of it.
Oh yeah.
And then
it's not cheap.
No, and then you sell them for. We got to get the environmentalists though. I think that's our key. It hit me. That's our key. Because I'm going to say, I can't get rid of these tires and they're sitting out here, and you know what? Don't go near them, because there's West Nile growing with water in it.
Heard that.
Oh yeah, they get
that
nasty.
was a big thing.
Oh yeah. Oh, I guarantee. Think about this. You know what I mean? But you got that portion. You have the continually replacing because you don't get the life.
You're burning them up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't get the life out of them. You have, well, they're too soft. We know that. I mean, but you're exactly right. There's no in between.
Yeah.
And that's really difficult. We said a disposal fee, poor implementation. Why not lower in price? Somebody told me, why not lower? They're lower in price, less production costs. Let's think about that. So these tires, if it took this amount of people at Hoosier to produce crate tires, super tires, limited tires, all these compounds, right? And they had this many people working. Now, their reasoning is, right, well, this is more free-flowing because we're only the tire for the crates, the limiteds, and the supers, it's the same. You know, you got the same choices.
I do like that aspect of it.
That aspect isn't bad at all.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you look on their website, they're hiring like mad. Like, I watch this. I'm a nerd. Recent, like, boom, blast of people getting hired. So, like, the whole thing is just weird how it's all playing out. You know what I mean? You'd think that maybe they wouldn't be doing all this hiring, and it's all, get this, it's all upper end hiring. It's all higher end administration kind of jobs. So you take and you think if they have less people, maybe to make less compound tires, right? That's more streamlined at the end of the day. So they're not hiring for those people, but they're hiring for upper shelf people. So obviously, is it about money? Yes, bottom line. I think anybody can agree on that. Do I fault them for wanting to make money? No. You want to make money at Washington. You're the executive.
That's what everybody's in business for.
Right. You're the executive pipe layer.
Yep.
I mean, we found you out of Old Forge Road in a
It
pipe.
was tight in there.
I couldn't fit in there. You were out of luck if I had to come in. It was all kale. Oh, yeah. He was going to use his beard to wisp away.
Thankfully, you guys brought the Crisco out.
Oh, I guarantee we gummed him up, didn't we? Oh, yeah. We gummed him up. But, you know, the tire deal, yeah, it sucks. And I'm going to tell you who's going to suffer in the tire deal. Bottom line.
Racers.
Yeah. But suffrage in their own way will be the tracks. Specifically, track officials. My name's Tom. They told me I could come to work at the Speedway. I know a little bit about racing. They said, help up at the tech area. You know what I mean? Okay, that's cool. Well, guess what, guys? It's switchover this weekend, you know? Man, there's 8 cars sitting over there in them limiteds, man. You're going to have to go over there and talk to them. They got to get them tires off. They still got old tires on. Well, gee, you know how that goes, don't you? Do I want to do that? You know, I mean, you know you're going to get into some heated battle and get your face ran in the ground. I'm seriously. Because unless you have the strength at the officiating level of a track that's strong to basically counter these. I know guys that's told me, I said, have you got new tires? No. I said, you're like a month away.
Yeah.
Or, do you really think we're getting new tires? Well, I mean, the memo said you had to have them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're like, we're not doing it. So, you see, what's going to happen there? Who's going to cut that off? It's going to turn into a hellish stuff.
Yeah, I haven't even really thought about that side of it.
Yeah, it's true. I sat down and thought it out. But unless you have a strong, ironclad, like Port, maybe, like they're pretty solid in their tech.
It's probably going to just depend on how many cars show up that way.
Maybe so, right.
I mean, if there's like 2 guys there, they're probably going to tell them to kick rocks.
Yeah, exactly, right.
But, you know, if 8, 10 guys show up like that, you know, we're not going to lose half our field.
Exactly, bingo. So, you know what I'm saying? Racers, I'm going to start a will you start the coalition with me? I think we should bond in regards to the coalition. Right in the Scooby-Doo mystery machine. We should say, do not bring your new number 2 tires. Like that. And everyone, you're right. What are they going to do? Tell the whole field to go home? Yeah. At the bottom line? I mean, seriously. And it's such we need someone to stand up for us. And I don't know exactly who that is. I do think that the tracks are ones that are riding the back page on this because, and why they want to continue to do it if they're not getting royalties. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are they promised?
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Are they promised a big amount? Just hold on. You know what I mean? We're going to send you a.
They're supposed to be paying the point fund.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what bothers me, I guess. It's bad enough to digest it, but it's easier if, well, the track's getting coin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if the track's turning.
Well, if the track's getting paid, then it's coming back to the racers.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. But if that ain't happening, that really makes me mad. And, but I do think the tracks are going to, I can just see it. I'm telling you, like, you ain't gonna, we're on them tires, or like a guy pulls across the scales and had a good night, normally like myself, may pull across there third and all of a sudden, he's on the old ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know it's going to not go good. I mean, that's what I mean. I just think it's in a bad place. It's very vulnerable. Everybody's like, hasn't been talking about it much. They have, but they haven't. But guess what? You know what the date is.
Yeah.
We're at the middle of the month.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah, and the tracks are going to expect, yep, here they come. Fred, who we got on the airwaves?
We got everybody. We're all caught up.
Fred says we're all caught up. What do you think of that? He said caught up. Do you have any questions for me? People always ask me questions. Ask a question.
I don't know.
You gotta think of something.
What year did you start racing?
Well, my friend, I'm Buzz Lightyear. Now, I raced street stocks when I was 16 to like 19. And it was just totally hideous. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was back in the highly competitive street stock era.
Gotcha.
Mike Warrenfeld was in the
Yeah.
90s. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Doug Bennett,
Mark Jones.
the brother Jones brothers,
Yeah.
Kenny Dillon. That stuff was 30 cars a week,
Yeah.
and you were struggling. There was a B-main. And, I didn't do super well. I had some moments. And then I've always stayed with racing, whether crewing or going to the track. Oh, my gosh.
Racing was different back then.
It was totally, I got to be honest, it was. What we thought back then was like, this is bullshit. Like, I would totally go back, like, to a lot of it back down. Oh, yeah. Even the food at the place, just everything, you know what I mean? But, yeah, and then I stayed with going with people and always, I could probably, when I didn't race 30 or 40 races a season, we're always on the move. And he asked him, we put some miles on, you know what I mean? And in the mystery machine, But then I decided that I would get into this executive pipeline like you are, and maybe you were an inspiration and I didn't know it.
Maybe. It's not a bad deal.
No, we should write a song about this, Kale. You should produce it, like my inspiration. Cody. We'll call it Cody. But, I was able to fund and get a car working for myself. Most independent businesses, they're the car owners,
Yep.
And then it kind of went from there, and we've been running. This is our third full season. Well, the first year was like a half year. Then we ran 2 more. This will be the third full. And we've been able to finish. We've ran some 8s, 10s in Hagerstown, a few. Winchester, same thing. Some 7s, 8s, 10s. Path Valley, honestly, for me, I do better. It's harder on me because it is. I'm not getting younger.
Rougher track.
It is. It beats the living hell out of me. And like my head got pinned the other day because of them ruts, and it stayed like this for like 18 laps. like I come out like cracked it back over. It was pretty bad. I need to get an automatic infuser of Ben Gay, like to keep that. You know what I mean? But no, we ran some seconds there. I should have won 2 races last year, but for a guy like me, like I don't start or run up front all the time. So like that open track is pretty intimidating.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And guess what I
Are you
do?
leaving too much on the table, or are you ever...
Right.
Yeah.
I'm racing behind me too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm getting better at that, passing cars in the back, mid-pack, that I'm just focusing ahead. I think that's a big curve for guys racing.
It's always harder to lead.
Almost, yeah.
It's always, because you have nothing to judge off of.
Yeah, your marks.
Am I entering too slow? Am I going too fast?
Exactly.
Are the guys behind me running low? Are they running high?
Right. It's almost like intercourse, to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? You ask yourself the same question. You know what I mean? That's what a race car driver told me one time. I won't say his name, but that's how he told me.
I might be able to guess.
I don't know if it was him. I don't know if it was him. It was a guy, bald, tall. No, but the bottom line is, you're right. You miss your marks. I used to do it at Bedford. We actually ran Bedford my first and second year, several times. The Sunday shows they had. Mm-hmm. It worked better. Fridays I just didn't like. Yeah. But we'd go up there and we'd be back there on this $5,500 motor, tacking out like 7,700, and spiking and be out front, blowing out like 8,300 on the tack. And we'd be back there like 10th, 11th in that mid-pack, separated or by ourselves, and then there was a pack behind us, and you'd get slower. by yourself. Am I not correct? Like that, I think that's the, like where you're at with racing, you clearly, that's a good thing. Like, you know, you've made that hurdle to where you're like finessed down, like you're not getting slower. You keep focused, you're comfortable.
Well, you like we talked about earlier, you just got to continue to learn. Just,
Yeah.
And it's in every aspect.
Right.
It's, you know, in the car, it's your driving,
Right.
there's not just one thing.
Yeah, right.
It's a whole
thing.
package.
It is. And starts, I got to be honest, like starts has been something I have a lot of room to do better, whether they're single file or double file. But that right there is, I keep getting better at them. You know what I mean? And I just think it's one of the things, like, you know, the more you do it, and people come to you all the time, not all the time, but you've heard this. Man, I'll get in that son of a bitch. I'd run that thing around there, and I want you out here. And it's like, I don't think you would.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I've had people, all you do is just hold it wide open.
Oh, yeah, just stand on it. Man, that's what you got to do. And some people are really,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm like, oh, okay. That works for you, I'm sure. And you probably couldn't even get it to move, you know, because it's like the whole backwards clutch thing. I love explaining that to people.
Yeah.
They look at you and they're like,
Huh?
yeah. And
Serious?
I literally had a guy walk away and go, man, he's stupid. Like he thought I couldn't explain, like it was a clutch, like I was backwards. And I was like, no, man, it's like
That's how it works.
Yeah, that's how it works, you know. Fred, we got some people talking on there. What are they saying?
Well, Daniel Cruz says no time to think of path. He's right.
He's
about
right.
that.
He's totally right. I agree.
And Shirley Kershner says, you know, Cody, you know, which track have you raced at that you've had the most fun?
Probably Hagerstown. When I first started running Hagerstown, like, it wasn't my favorite. And then just the more we've run there, I've just, you know.
Yeah, you've got to like it.
It's a hard place to figure out.
Yeah.
So whenever you first start running there, it's like, you know, the guys that have, you know, have cut their teeth there and, you know, have ran tons of races there, you know, they're way out there, and it's like, man, I ain't never gonna go catch them.
Yeah,
And
right.
then, you know, the more laps you get, the more you figure out, well, this is where I need to be when the track's like this, or, you know, it's learning, just constantly learning. But I will say, to me, I mean, I haven't ran a ton of tracks, but Hagerstown is one of the more tougher places to tame, just with the way the track's shaped different.
Yeah.
You know, turns 1 and 2 are usually blowed off early. 3 and 4 is going to hold moisture in it. You know, you have you have a big track, but it drives differently on each end.
Totally. Yeah, because the sun is notoriously it's always dried out down in 1 and 2. Right. And it stays
sometimes from week to week.
Yeah.
The track's just total. I mean,
It's
you'll
different.
go there 1 week and it's hammered down. It's just smooth. You can race anywhere. And the next week you go there, and by the end of hot laps, it's blowing dust.
Yeah, and you follow the groove, you get passed. It's like drafting. When you see these guys in NASCAR, they fall out of the draft and they go around. You get out of the groove sometimes. You know how it is. You go backwards with these arrow on these cars.
Those nights that, I mean, there's some nights where you got to be down there tight against that inside guardrail, and you slide up a half a groove, and you're just like in no man's land. You just feel helpless till you can get back in the groove.
Now I know what you mean there, man. Yeah, it's tough. It does. I think it takes years to get yourself to a comfortable state. I think it takes repetitive good finishes. Yeah. I think when you start racing, you're keyed on one thing: you make every show. Yeah. Well, that's a little easier nowadays because
seat time.
Yeah. There's not full fields for the most time, and they'll start
in the 90s.
No, there ain't a 2B means, right? You know, and you're like, I'm gonna look like such a dummy. You know, like I didn't get it again. This is the 5th week. You know, but the thing of it is you know, you get the seat time, and then your goal is okay. You make all the shows. Your next goal is you run every lap.
Yeah, keep your nose clean, run every lap.
Yep, run straight lines.
Learn something.
Yes, run straight lines. Keep lines. You know, don't be you know like and that can happen sometimes.
Yeah, biggest thing is you know the cleaner you can keep the nose,
right?
I mean, the more you're gonna learn. You can't be out there learning if the car's tore up.
Yeah, you're right about that. With these cars nowadays, it didn't like them 90s, even them 90s late models, you know, or late 80s to where, you know, where these things are, you know, engineered that way, you know, and you can only do one thing but trust them, and hey, that's the way it's supposed to be. Yep. You know, who'd ever thought a dirt car would be hardcore dependent on airflow? Yeah. Seriously.
In shocks.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. You know, I once I was scared when I bought them Integras and I was public. You know, I gotta be honest. Like we drove home and had like armed people follow us. I mean, that stuff's like mafia.
Yeah.
Shocks they're out of control.
Everything is.
Oh yeah.
It's just that's the thing with like the local.
Yeah.
You know, the local racing. I just don't know where it's going to be in 10 years. I mean, the way prices are going on stuff, and for what we're racing for, it's just not. I don't know the word for it. It's not feasible.
No, you're exactly right. The ends don't justify the means. Which financially they never do
No.
at our level.
But it's getting worse.
But it's getting worse to where you can't even get started.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you that motor blown last year from, and I'm not throwing any punches. They ain't seen all. I'm just speaking the truth. I don't care whose motor it was, but you know, it was a lot for me to get that motor, and then when it blowed, that really put us like in a bad place.
I mean, that's a lot of teams.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's not any engine builder or any team.
Because they're all going to blow up.
Eventually.
Seriously, that's what I was going back to saying. Curtis Hershey, somebody told me he said, what he used to say was, I think it was Dickie Walls told me. Curtis Hershey said, they're all, the biggest, the baddest ones, the best ones out there, they're all going to blow up. You know, it's like,
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually, that's what's going to happen, you know? And it's just how much you rock on these things.
Everybody tries to put the best piece together that they can afford.
So compressed, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, man, we're running this freaking like 12-cylinder deal over here. It's like a jet when it fires off. I just can't get it to the ground yet.
How many turbos?
4. You know it. Stonefield headers developed especially for us. Oh, yeah. Now, you got to wonder, the ingenuity of this stuff is, there's not as much ingenuity from when this man raced. Those days are gone as far as developing things. And it was considered a late model.
And the other thing is we can't, like, we can't get any entry-level classes.
They never stay entry level. No, because you're exactly right. Yes.
And I tell you, I actually had a talk with a promoter there the other day, and I was like, you guys need something that is entry level, you know, bare bones that you know somebody out of the stands can see, and within a month be racing.
Exactly.
It's affordable. I said the problem is whenever you do that, it has to. There cannot be these rules change. It has to stay the way it is.
Yeah, the enduros back in my day was kind of that what you're describing. Like you took a grocery getter.
I basically brought up, which I don't know all the rules on it. I know they do it some down south. It's the factory stock Crown Vic class.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, you can get them reasonably cheap.
Yeah.
Everybody on the same deal.
Yeah.
You know, the problem is you can't have a year from now. Well, we need to program our computers.
No.
We need to.
Yeah. Exactly.
We need to get these special shocks. You can't let that stuff go. Like I said, I don't know a way of doing it, but there definitely needs to be a cheap entry level division.
Oh, I know
that
something is wrong. And if you'd have told me in 1996 that the next street stock we buy to be fairly competitive, average, we're going to spend $16,000 or $18,000, I'd have said you're out of your mind. Well, guess what? That's what they're going for. Is that nuts?
Yeah. Who would ever thought that for a roller for a limited car you'd be spending 40 or 50 grand?
I know. It's
a crate car, not even limited crate car.
A crate car, right? Of all things, a crate car. I don't know. The supers, that's a whole blah of its own. A lot of guys that are older. They're. I mean, let's face it. Gary Stoller, Rick Eckert, Jason Cover. Them guys ain't no young people anymore. Their times. I'm not saying they're done, but their times are coming to where who's coming through. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's harder to get involved in it versus maybe but it's been as hard as when they got involved.
Not only that, but there's not near as many car owners now as when there was 20, 30 years
no,
ago.
Not at all.
And a lot of times when these drivers start to retire, the car owners are basically retiring and calling it quits when the driver does.
Sure.
So you're just getting less teams all around.
And
more self-funded teams, and You know, I mean, that's basically where I was until Dave and Shane, you know, picked me up. Is I was basically all self-funded. It's all out of my own pocket.
Okay, it's tough, man. I know. People think you got sponsors, you got all the money. Yeah. If you're an independent, you got sponsors.
It takes everything you got, and I mean that's basically where I was. I mean, I was to the point where I just couldn't afford to do what I was doing anymore.
Well, I think weren't you the fella that had your wife work 4 jobs?
Probably because she didn't have enough time for 5.
Yeah, that's right. That's awesome. I love it. That's great. That's good. Yeah. Hey, what do you got, Fred?
Well, we have John Ballinger tuned in.
Hey, John. I like John.
I like John too.
John's a good guy. He better, you know John.
Yeah.
Ballinger.
Yeah.
I think everybody knows John.
Yeah. He's always got that chaw in, boy. Look her in there. Yeah, that's good. Do you chew tobacco?
No.
No.
No, not me.
You're a healthy guy.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you look healthy. I mean, you look like you only
Try.
weigh a couple pounds less than me.
Yeah.
Maybe like 40, 50, 70, you know. Did you get the part of the memo I sent you about coming on the show, though? They were supposed to bring. You were supposed to bring. What we do is when we have someone on the show we race with, we exchange setup books.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like you'll make a copy of yours and give it to us, and we'll make a copy of ours and give it to you.
I can have somebody email it to you.
That would be appropriate. Totally, in the days of honor now.
Trying to be environmentally friendly.
Yeah.
Paperless.
Yeah, TikTok it.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's TikTok. Do you have TikTok?
I watch TikTok. I don't have one, no.
I
just like to get on and laugh at people, but
right. Do you laugh at us?
you have TikTok?
No, but would you laugh at us?
If you had one, probably.
Yeah. You watch our commercials in some of our shows, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. We try. We do. We try. Even the Reverend Johnny Coco. Right. Fred, you know what? I'm looking here at my list, and here's, get this. So let's talk about that Mid-Atlantic Junior Racing Association, right? We got to get that on the pallet there, right? Flow. Good. That's cool. We're continuing to move on. We've separated from the main arch body. We thank the main arch body, okay, for giving us the opportunity to start that. You know what I mean? And they graciously let us take it, and rightfully so, okay? And we will continue to march forward with our mission still, is to get people involved, young people, their families.
Keep it going.
And we pride ourselves in sportsmanship, you know? I know that's a tough one. Like, cause you could be racing and be like, you beep, beep. And they're like, well, he told us to be good sportsmen this weekend, you know? But we know, seriously, at that level they should, you know what I mean? And I tell you, a lot of things are also about life. I've learned with these kids, young men and women, I don't want to call them kids, when you go with them to the field trips and things that we do, that there's a lot of life lessons involved. It's not even racing, you know? And I think that that's awesome, because nobody at that age wants to listen to their parents. You know what I mean? And Cale, he was in a club similar to that when he lived in Montana. Yeah, he was 6 and they caught him with cigarettes like that, and they expelled him like that. Yeah, he was smoking ciggies out behind the one museum. At 6 years old, non-filtered.
With that beard, I figured it had one of the big pipes.
Yeah, right. I know. You have the old apple core. Yeah, right. But no, our mission continues to stay the same, and nothing. The name changes, you know. And we continue to build a big. It's hard though with like field trips, because you know obviously we do them in the winter. It's easier because kids race, and now some of these kids race on Sundays too, you know. And I mean, like this Saturday we went on Sunday, and over here did you run quarter midgets? No, I never did either. No, they were called soapbox cars when I was at Little Landon Motors. Like, that was a big deal, you know? And, no, but I never realized the amount of involvement at the quarter midget track. Yeah. That's pretty big.
I've only ever watched them a few times, and yeah, they're very involved.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And so, yeah, we're going to continue to do that. And Cordell, we talked about Cordell Motorsports a little bit, and Racing to Reunite, we never continue, we always continue, never quit, looking and helping, assisting, educating on childhood teen abductions, okay? That is a very key. And do you have, is your child fingerprinted?
Shoot, no.
Is your child fingerprinted?
I don't think
we'll give you our child ID kit
Yeah.
we've developed. We did this a couple of years ago. We've given out over 1,000 of them. That's not something they do routinely anymore. You know, back when I was little, that you went to like the Masonic Lodge and they had days, Saturdays. You come in, your parents fingerprint you, and you know, right. This thing here's you take it home. It has a little inky thing, or you just get ink and doop, doop, do the fingers. But you have that. God forbid something happens, and that's a critical piece right there. I mean, critical to have that information. Okay. Any characteristics, you know, if you're not one guy said, well, "What if my daughter's a little smart ass?" Well, that's not a characteristic, okay? You know, like that's not a physical characteristic, but no, it's a good deal. We'll make sure you get one, okay? But we still continue to do that, several years strong with that, and I was always amazed on Facebook of like the missing children.
Mm-hmm.
I just was blown away that okay, this is just in the city. The big city. Like, this is...
You don't hear about it a lot.
No.
Yeah.
And I was really blown away at that. And then somebody said, yeah, but a lot of the percentage of missing kids, they run away. You know what I mean? Like, they choose, like a teen.
Yeah.
I'm getting the hell out of here.
Yeah.
They run away. But here's the problem with that. The female teen runs away. These people are bright. They do this for a living, take kids. They know that kid, something's wrong and they're vulnerable. Yes. And they honestly, they get put in human trafficking. And they go across the water from Florida, out away, or they go out west. Those two places. And that's what the National Center for Prevention of Missing Children, we work with, exploiting children, that's what happens. And you have very little time before that happens. And so, like that missing child, the teen that goes out, lots of times they're picked up. Somebody pays attention to them, that grooms them. It's a hell of a thing. It really is. It's awful when you think that it happens close. What you got, Fred?
Well, we got Ryan Weaver and Ray Ciccarelli.
Hey, Ray Ciccarelli in the house, buddy. Yeah. Ryan Weaver, he's in the house. Oh, yeah. We're burning our midnight oil. Our show runs to midnight. Do you know that?
Really?
Well, yeah,
I didn't get that memo.
we take a fuel stop. Yeah, it's all good. But I tell you, man, I've raced on the same track with you. I've seen you been victorious in both classes of cars, and you drive. You do well. You're definitely somebody that's going to give you all you have. You can tell, and everybody wants to come there and they want to beat you. Okay, and you've went through a stage last year where you won a fair amount of races, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
You had a couple, like, if I'm not sure, back-to-back weekends. Like where you won one weekend and the next weekend I thought you won. Yeah, and I tell you, that really puts people were like, they wanna even beat you even more. You know? And you're just like,
it's all part of it, the competition.
it is. Yeah. And it's all part of the fan base. The people love you when you start winning all the time, but then they get sick of it. You know, and then they're like, ah! So there's a psychological factor to that. I don't care what anybody says. It's no different than the people that run NASCAR. It's just in a smaller, it's the same principle.
Yeah. You
know, you feel like, but you have to be like, and you've become this, like a lot of drivers have become, that gets blocked out. And you know what I mean? Like, you can't even think about that. And I think that's so hard. I'm sorry. To me, racing a race car at this level is like meditating. Think about it. A lot of people, I meditated. Well, you probably didn't, okay? You probably didn't meditate. You might masturbate, you know what I mean? But you didn't meditate. But here's the thing with meditation. You have to sit here and think about this, dude. You got to sit here and block out every thought with meditation. Mm-hmm. Everything. Like you can't, how often we just sit here doing nothing, resting our eyes, but we're still thinking about something that's going on. Yeah, that's a brain power thing. So when it comes to this racing, what just happened the lap before, the corner before, or somebody in the stands went like this, like, or you think that, man, they're going to want to beat me up after this race. You have to, like, block that out and just race. Am I right?
I don't know. I mean, once I get on the track, it's like everything
disappears.
Yeah, don't even think about it. Like it's just like natural. Like I don't overthink things. Just
right.
You know, take it as it comes.
Yeah, bottom line. Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, seriously, that's great. If you probably rewind back to when you first started running these limiteds or late models, maybe that wasn't as strong. Maybe you were a little more like.
Yeah, I would say like the first couple times, it's like. Because I always wanted to run late models, you know, growing up and stuff. And like the first couple times you go out there, it's like, what am I doing out here?
Yeah, right. It's nuts, isn't it? Yeah. Totally. I mean, when somebody goes, what you got, Fred?
Well, Darren says after he was at the races one night and watched Cody let a young boy sit in his car so his mother could take his picture, and then after Cody learned that it was his first, the little guy's first day at the racetrack, he signed the trophy and gave it to this young boy. Darren said it's a class act.
Yeah, that's good. That's a fist
I
bump.
remember that night.
That's good. That's what it's about right there. Yeah, that's what it's about. You know, that trophy thing, that's a the old checkered flag. that's like bigger than life, isn't it? When you do that for the first time. Do you still get the same feeling?
Yeah, I'll say like it doesn't last as long.
But the first time, it's days you think about it, talk about it.
It doesn't last as long, but anytime you pull up in victory lane, I still get that.
You still get that.
I still
same,
get that same rush.
That same rush.
Yeah,
But-
it don't last 3 days like it used to.
Yeah, like everything. Yeah, like recapping the whole thing. You know what I mean? The ride home's like. Well, you don't have a long ride home though.
No, about 5 minutes.
Okay, I see. Yeah, we go to the car wash. Did I tell you that?
Yeah.
Do you want to come sometime? We'll pick you up.
It's a little late for me.
Well,
It's a little late.
yeah.
It's
Okay.
past my curfew.
Do you have? Whoa, a curfew.
Yeah.
Dang, I'm telling you. So does your wife like the racing?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
She likes it.
She's a good supporter.
Yeah.
She goes all
It was every week.
every week. Now, does your daughter starting to come along?
Oh yeah, she's always came along.
Does she? Okay. So she's getting used to it.
Oh, she loves it.
Yeah, she likes that. She's getting used to it. I bet your grandpa likes that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He can't get around as good as what he used to, but yeah, he'll come and sit in the truck and watch. But yeah.
Okay, that's cool. And your dad, he probably loves her being there as well. You know, it's a whole family affair.
Dad loves everything to do with racing.
Yeah.
He just loves talking racing, being around racing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just his thing.
I can sense that. And you know, I've seen a picture the other day. Whew, it was a 55 car Willie Rouse back 2007, 6, I don't know, maybe a little earlier than that. But it had Kershner's water pump. I seen Craig Klein's car had Kershner's water pump service.
Yeah.
Like that is your family owned that since when?
Yeah. Pap started in '76.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That was the year I was born. Can you believe that? Wow.
1976.
And then I won Indy in '82. You know what I mean?
Impressive.
In previous life. Wow, that's cool. So that is a true fan. And now you have a sister, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Any more brothers?
Mm-mm.
No, just you two.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is she in the business too? No. So you're kind of like the kingpin.
Yeah, I mean, I got 2 phones, so I mean, I'm kind of like a kingpin.
Man, that's a song we listen to. Is by Kevin.
2 phones.
Yeah, you got it. Yes, this guy. I got 2 phones, 1 foot and a half. Yeah, you know, that's awesome. We're gonna bring it down to that one. Go ahead, Fred.
Well, we got Devin Bishop just in here.
Hey, Devin Bishop. You know him, right?
Yeah.
He ain't crazy, is he?
He's a good dude.
He's a bean eater. Oh, I guarantee it.
He's a good dude.
Oh yeah, 2 phones. That's the funniest thing I heard all week. That he knew that. That's awesome. Kevin James. That's great. I like this guy. I do. He can come out here all the time. You want to come play here all the time? Hang out, maybe? Yeah. Oh yeah. Man, bring your setup book. We ain't having you over. You got your setup book again? Get the hell out of here. Send him home, Fred. Well, Lakeisha, she'll send me home. Lakeisha ought to be our new teammate.
Yeah.
Well, buddy, I tell you, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thanks.
Seriously, I could talk hours with you for races. It's a lot of
It's
fun.
been a good time.
Yeah. Oh, here's an elbows up sticker. Will they let you put that in the car?
Yeah.
Really? That's cool. Yeah, we
I
have.
probably had to put it down by like the floorboard or something.
Yeah, I understand. Hey, at least we're getting on there, right?
Maybe bottom of the roof.
The bottom of the roof. Yeah, right, Dad. You want to look at it like that? That's awesome, man. That's great. I love seeing it. I don't know. It's just something cool about it. You see them stickers on like that. It's a lot of fun. Well, buddy, I wish you continued luck in this whole racing thing. It's a complex world, and I hope that someday, we can. I've ran and raced. Maybe someday I'll be as fast as you. Like, you know what I mean?
Can't forget.
Oh, Fred makes banana bread.
Gets a complimentary loaf of banana bread.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, just don't eat it before you get home. Okay, because it never mind. It's.
I can tell you, my daughter sees that, it'll probably be gone.
No. Yeah, she likes banana bread?
She likes just about everything.
Are you serious? Not a picky eater.
No.
Wow, that's great. That makes it easy. My kid was like chicken fries. You know, like that was it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, she does have. I mean, she's impartial to like chicken nuggets, stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I got
Don't get her near McDonald's.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. It goes wild. Goes wild. Do you have this picture?
I don't, but I don't.
Well, here I'll give it to you. I want you to have it.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's. I like you to have that. I like doing the pictures. It's a lot cheaper than the race part. No, it's a lot of fun. I like looking at that stuff, you know. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you tuning in. This guy's a class act. Bottom line, his family and the Wilts, the whole bunch.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I always enjoy having him, talking with him, and getting to know him more. And we wish him the best of luck racing. And we're going to try to maybe go here to Winchester Saturday and run some laps, you know, and things like that. Ronnie's going to drive. And till next time, buddy, you're welcome out here anytime. And, you know, you get that sticker bolted on there, buddy. I wait. Put it on the fender, man. Put it so it'll roll up beside me and give you like that. Till then, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you. Have a great end of your weekend. Stay safe, and I don't know, be yourself. You know what I mean? Okay, this is the part where I got to get up out of this chair. Usually throw my rotator cuff out or my liver.